Hi friends, let's discuss about Schistosirca gregaria or desert locust. Desert locust is a dangerous situation of invasion of a species called Schistosirca gregaria, which is something similar to a grasshopper but comes in swarms of millions and attack agricultural production, agricultural crops of a country. It can potentially hamper the agricultural production of an entire country, causing a severe famine in that particular region. And if you want to know about the volume of this attack, you must know the fact that this particular species of grasshopper is actually causing damage to almost 1/5 of the total land area of the world and almost 1/10 of the total population of the world is being threatened by the attack of this locust. India was traditionally being a prey of this particular attack because one of the traditional breeding grounds of locust is in India, that is in western Rajasthan and in parts of Gujarat. So India is always under a threat of a locust attack, but the severity of the attack is always dependent on climatic factors also. What is the importance of the current scenario is, during a COVID breakdown, we are following a lockdown and the situations and systems in this country are not properly in place. Transportation systems, transport of labors, all these things are being faced with severe problems during this time, and along with that we are facing one of the worst locust attack ever happened in the history of independent India. Here you must know actually three aspects of this. First one, what is the scientific basis of this particular species and this behavior? Second thing, what are the climatic features particular to India which can contribute to a severe attack of locust in India? And third one, which is the organization in India under the government which is dealing with locust invasions in India? First thing, let us talk about Schistosirca gregaria, which is the species. It is actually a type of grasshopper with a long hinge legs which will help it to hop. And this particular organism always, by birth it prefers a solitary life usually, but it is distributed in deserts, and when there is severe summer in deserts and the vegetation of the desert is getting decreased and concentrated in small patches in the desert, that patches will have more concentration of these solitary organisms. During this situation, to deal with the circumstances, that organism, it has an adaptation. It will secrete a hormone called serotonin, which is secreted to the central nervous system, which will make this organism to follow a group behavior or what we call as locust. This is actually a behavior which comes when there is a more concentration during the summer seasons, and they will start attacking this vegetation as a group. And most importantly, this locust, if there is sustained rain and if there is an early onset of monsoon or late withdrawal of monsoon, that will be the most ecologically favorable situation for this locust to grow and multiply in multi-millions. Then the attack and its severity will be very huge. And here, climatic factors also must be considered. Last year, especially in 2018 to 20, there are a series of climatic events which has helped the development and proliferation of this locust. Most important thing is the development of Indian Ocean dipole. As a geography student, you might be knowing what is Indian Ocean dipole. Indian Ocean dipole is a differential temperature in the western and eastern portion of Indian Ocean, where if there is a positive dipole, then there is an increased temperature in the western part. Here also the same thing happened. Here the intensity was too high because usual difference in temperature was around 1 degree, but in 2019, the end of 2019, the increase was around 2 degree, which has contributed to an unusual monsoon. India was actually expecting a drought-like situation. Rather, what happened was torrential and extensive rainfall throughout the country, and our monsoon lasted for almost 1 month longer, which actually helped the locust to grow and develop. And during this season, with the development of Indian Ocean Dipole, not only in India, in West Asian countries, most importantly in Horn of Africa, that is Somalia, Ethiopia, Kenya, in all these places, there was very good rainfall and moisture content in the desert helped the growth of locust. And they started moving to their traditional breeding grounds in Iran, Afghanistan, Pakistan and India. And here we are actually facing this threat. And most important issue associated with this was there was certain failures from the part of Pakistan in dealing with the situation because they have not considered the warnings given by Food and Agriculture Organization, and they have not sprayed chemicals and pesticides properly to deal with the situation. That is actually an Indian part. India is actually blaming Pakistan for this increased locust attack during this particular time. And in India also, because of problems associated with COVID lockdown, we were unable to transport labor and pesticides sufficiently to deal with this particular situation. And India is one of the country in the world which traditionally is affected by locust attack, which have a permanent mechanism to deal with this situation. That is Locust Warning Organization. India has a locust warning organization under the Directorate of Plant Protection, Quarantine and Storage, which is under the Agricultural Ministry. This particular organization, it has 2 headquarters, one in Jodhpur in Rajasthan, which is the technical headquarters, and the administrative headquarters at Delhi, Faridabad. And this particular organization, they always surveys the typical traditional habitats of locust in India, and they will give satellite warnings to the farmers and the Central Secretariat to deal with the situation. And this year also they have issued their warning, but there are problems in correspondings. The most important problem is every month they are having a protocol meeting with their Pakistani counterparts. If there is a monthly meeting, and during this monthly meetings they will suggest the measures to be taken by the side of Pakistan and what shall be done in India. This has actually not worked properly this year. That has also contributed to the locust attack along with this climatic and other features. And you have to understand one issue related to this is locust attack can happen in India on any time, and you can't consider it as something which comes from as a war or weapon strategy or anything of that sort. The problem is to be dealt scientifically. Early warning systems and precautions taken along with the warnings when you receive the warnings, that is you have to spray pesticides and you have to deal with the situation like that only. And most importantly, the humankind as a whole must be concerned about the issue of locust, because it will potentially hamper the interest of food security of the entire globe. And climate change, an increased climate will cause the issues like Indian Ocean Dipole, which will cause a moist desert, which will in turn cause a breeding of locust and a serious and severe attack to the entire humanity. Thank you.